Okay, we are live. I want to apologize ahead of time. Even though nobody's here yet, I want to apologize ahead of time if the air conditioner is loud. It's hot here, you guys, so I needed to turn the air on. But if it's too loud, I'll turn it off. So I just wanted to go ahead and get started off with that. I always start off these casual live streams not knowing what the heck to say. Just kind of chit-chatting. I don't have anything specific as far as topics go. I have dogs that are going to interrupt me, I have no doubt. Hold on. Trying to check out stuff on Rumble. I'm streaming to Rumble and also streaming to Twitter. What? Where's here? Here is same place it always is. Putin's cat. You want to get down? Do you want to get down? This dog. You want to get down? Go ahead. Oh, hold on. He'll probably come back and want to get back in my lap again. Hey, Chris, how are you doing? It's Friday, y'all. Friday is my favorite day of the week. Even though I work pretty much 7 days a week, Friday is my favorite day. No, I don't give away my state. Well, okay, my mailing address is in Georgia. I'm in the South. I'm in the Southeast. So, but I don't get more specific than that, publicly anyway. What was I saying? Oh, I was saying Friday's my favorite day. Friday's my favorite day of the week, even though I work all the time. There's just something cool about Fridays because, you know, back when I had to go to government school and job and all that, working out of the house, Friday was just a wonderful day because it meant I had a couple days off. Yeah, Georgia's very hot. Everything is hot right now, y'all. Everything. So I like the no real humidity. That's one of the things I noticed about Arizona. We drove to California many years ago for one of my brother's weddings. And we stopped, our last night on the way there, we stopped in Arizona. I think Kingman or something like that. Kingman, Arizona? Something. It's right there on the border of California. And I stepped out of my vehicle. I've mentioned this before to people, but I don't remember if I've said it out on Livestream. I stepped out of the vehicle and I could tell immediately the air was so light. And as someone who has asthma, let me tell you, I can feel when the air is light as opposed to when well, I think everybody can, but honestly, when you're asthmatic, it just is like a little bit more, I feel like it's a little bit more of a strain. So yeah. Miami, Florida's pretty humid and gross most of the time. And hey, Darth Plato, how you doing? Surprisingly, you guys, there's pollen almost year round. And the older I get, the more sensitive I am to it. So I'm one of those people outside walking in a mask if the pollen is moderate to high, because it's just not worth the potential sinus infection that might happen from it. Not covering my mouth and nose. Hey, Jason. Thank you. It's crazy that it's been 5 years, you guys. Oh my gosh. I've met so many cool people. I've been really happy with the YouTube journey and being able to talk about the stuff that I love to talk about with so many like-minded people. Just, chilling, talking about movies and stories. Someone wrote me today on one of my videos and asked if I would do more comedy reactions, and I'm not going to say outright no, I never will. I just I don't feel the need for it right now. I don't feel the calling to do it. I know that comedy reactions in general have given me the highest number of views, let's say on average, but that's not really where my heart is. I started doing it in 2020 because I was in really, like most people. See, here he comes. I knew he was going to do this. Come here, Levi. Come on. Come on. There you go. All right. Okay. Um, I just needed laughter, so that's why I started. That's why I started doing comedy reactions, but because I prefer to, talk about movies and do movie reviews, that's why I've drifted away from reactions. But I won't say outright that I'll never do them again. It just depends on my mood. Hey Tariq, and hey Cream650, what a name. um, your whole channel is comedy? Okay. A lot of people, they like that. I mean, I like comedy-ish too. Sometimes depends. It depends. I like what I really like to watch. What really gets me tickled, y'all, is these crazy animal videos. On Instagram, or they pop up on Facebook. Little crazy videos of dogs doing the funniest stuff. Animals are so funny. Came across, yeah, Bill Burr. Um, yeah, Bill Burr. So Bill Burr reaction video, the one called Vagina Privilege, was the one that really... There's Chibi. She's fighting with the chair. Chibi! That's the one that really jettisoned my account over the 1,000 mark, over the, the required 4,000 watch hours. And that one was the one that... I don't know, got me noticed or whatever, and it was quite a... It was a bit... totally did not expect it, y'all, and it was a little overwhelming. I mean, in a good way, but it was like, whoa, what the heck? Wait, what? But yeah, definitely, the rest is history. My very first live stream, I think, was on election night 2020. I played Gabriel Knight. That was my first live stream. And the reason I did it was because I didn't want to watch the news. I was so sick of, politics, and I knew that that's what the TV would be consumed with, and I just didn't want to I didn't want to see anything about anything, so I just live streamed. And it was very overwhelming. I'm pretty sure that was my first live stream. I think so. It's been a while, y'all. It was overwhelming, but it was cool. And I was on a really fun live stream last night with Off the Cover. And I mentioned at the beginning of that live stream that I was skipping going to see Longlegs so that I could hang with them. And I hope that made them feel special. And I have to say, after having seen Longlegs this morning, because I got up to go see it this morning, I'm glad I skipped it to hang with the guys. Because... I wasn't as impressed with Longlegs as I was hoping. Oh my gosh, deleted. What the heck? You didn't have to do that, buddy. Lord. Thank you. That was unexpected. Oh, I don't know what to say, y'all. None of my live streams or anything are about stuff like, stuff like this. So it always surprises me when I get a super chat or a super sticker or whatever. Well, thank you so much, Deleted. And I'm looking forward to Monday. Monday, talking about the movie, and hope it'll be good. I guess you saw that Paul will not be able to make it. I don't know about maybe Kyle. We'll see. Also, I don't know if you want to think about maybe reaching out to the folks at Hardcut. Yeah, Hardcut. That's the name of their channel. I don't know what time zone they're in, though. But it was brought up to them briefly last night when I was on the stream with them about if they, were interested to join those live streams. They seemed to indicate it would be fun, but, they're pretty busy guys, so I don't know. And like I said, I don't know. I want to say they're from Texas, so maybe, an hour behind, like Kyle. So I don't know. We'll see. A super chatted guy 2 weeks later, he called. Oh. Okay. Well. Sorry about that. I very rarely do super chats. I have done them, but I remember one time I did it specifically because I had to get somebody's attention and not like for a plug for me. I just needed them to answer their email. And it was actually the drinker. Because we'd been trying to get in touch with him about this, the audiobook project that he'd worked on for us. And so I had to, I was like, he has thousands of people watching. He's never going to notice my comment. And so I did a super chat, and that's how I got his attention. No, I did not. Number one, because I have gotten away from watching trailers. I've mentioned that before. So I was not interested to watch the trailer, but also I'm just not interested in the new Captain America. Anthony Mackie has become a bit of a turnoff for me. Just, I don't know. I don't like his public persona, the way he treats his fans. And he just doesn't do it for me as Captain America. I liked him fine as Falcon. But I saw Captain America and the Winter Soldier, and that show was absolutely god-awful. And knowing all of the mess that seems to be going on with the production of that movie, I have a feeling that the movie itself is just going to be terrible. So, I don't even know if I'm going to see it, honestly. I really have zero interest in that movie. Captain America shit. Yeah, is it, no, I mean, really, he does not fill the shoes. He is not doing it. It's just not working. Honestly, a lot of the MCU stuff is not working for me lately, so I don't have a lot of excitement about their stuff. Anyway. I mean, they're nice. It's nice that it's another way that people on YouTube can make some income from what they do, and for the fans to show appreciation. But of course, YouTube takes a huge chunk of that for themselves. I mean, obviously, YouTube even takes a chunk. YouTube will even go and put ads on channels that they won't allow to be monetized, so that they can take some of the money, or they can take all the money for themselves. It's kind of annoying, but oh well. Yeah, I know Harrison Ford's in it. Isn't he taking the place of William Hurt? But not even Harrison Ford's presence, it does really much of anything to interest me. Yeah, that's what I heard. Y'all, that's terrible. Especially when you compare it to a lot of the... I'm sorry, if the mic is too loud, let me know, y'all. I get a little animated at times. Especially when you compare it to the budget of some big blockbustery type films coming out of places like India. I saw Kalki yesterday. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. And, well, it's definitely not. It's not on up there. There were certainly some very impressive things about it. It's very cinematic. It's very big budgety. It's actually the most expensive Indian movie that's been produced so far. Because I looked it up. I wanted to see what is the budget for this. Because I think I looked it up when I was on the live stream last night. The discussion was The Acolyte. I have not seen The Acolyte. And so I was silent during much of that discussion. But I looked it up. The Acolyte, I think, was $160 million. And I wanted to see how, and from what I've heard, it's terrible. What I've seen of it looks pretty bad. But I wanted to see how Kalki compared to something like The Acolyte. And Kalki, this is a 3-hour movie. It is quite heavy on CGI stuff, but it's decent-ish. It's not awful. It's not the worst ever. But Kalki, the budget on that was $75 million. And they put a lot of the current productions from Disney to shame with that budget, with the quality of what was on the screen. So, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm missing some comments. Yeah, well, I have a Patreon, and I had set up tiers and all this stuff, but honestly, you guys, I have my day job and it keeps me very busy, and so I did not have the bandwidth to handle, all the different tiers and all that stuff. So basically what I did with Patreon, hold on a minute. Come on. Crazy little girl. So what I did with Patreon was I just made it just like a flat, just sort of if you want to support the channel type of thing, with no expectation that anyone will, but it's there because some people do like to do that. So that's what I set up. And I definitely will never be doing bikini calendars. Yeah, it's going to have to make a crap ton of money. A lot. His opinion on Mackie, opening scene of... Yeah, the series was terrible, y'all. It was terrible. And Mackie also, I used to like him, actually, when I first, I may have seen him in some other stuff, but obviously I first paid attention to him when he showed up in Winter Soldier. And I used to really like him. And then I found out more and more about how caustic he is to fans. Like, and it's a well-known thing. And it's like, yeah, there's these two sides. Obviously, a celebrity is a person and they want their privacy and all this stuff, and you should respect their privacy. But at the same time, he has entered in a profession that puts him out there in the public eye, and being noticed and fans wanting to approach him is part of the territory. And I'm not talking about being creepy or any, people that genuinely just want to say hi and say, I love your work. I love you so much. I think you're so talented. I'm a fan. It's so great to see you. Completely okay type of interaction. And he will just no. He just doesn't even want them to approach him or anything like that. And there have been multiple stories of people who've had these experiences with him, and you'll have, certain people that will be like, well, you just leave him alone and I understand that argument to an extent. But to an extent. I can't go with that all the time. Celebs know that this is just part of it. And if you can't be gracious to the very people that have helped get you to where you are, your fans, then I think you probably have no business being in show business, or at least being in front of the camera. So, just hearing more and more of that stuff about him is just it's just been a turn off. And I don't think he has the charisma to carry a role like Captain America. I started watching the second season of Altered Carbon. He took the place of Joel Kinnaman, because the way the show is, characters can change bodies and stuff. So it wasn't like, oh, let's do a race. It wasn't like that, race swap. It wasn't anything like that. He could be different physical forms. And so he took over in the second season, and I started watching it, but y'all, he didn't have the oomph. He didn't have what Joel Kinnaman had that really helped that role. And so I lost interest completely, after the first episode. So I think he's great as a supporting actor, but I don't know. He just doesn't do it too much for me. Yeah, studios should just be a little bit smarter about how they spend their money. Yeah, I've heard. Oh, it's finally went too far. So for a lot of people, the third episode was what went too far for them. They were over it by the third episode. I don't know what they did the last episode what you consider really nuts, because I really haven't been mentally engaged in the conversation about that. So if you want to fill me in, yeah, it's pretty bad. Hey, Sashi. How are you doing? Oh, yeah, that's right. You are... Oh, shoot. I started off the live stream getting ready to pour my coffee, and then I totally forgot. Hold on. Please bear with me. While I pre-made my coffee. Because usually this time of day or before now, I'm having my evening cup of coffee. I used to have it as late as 9:30. But I don't stay up as late as I used to, which used to be 2 to 3, sometimes 4. And now it's a late night for me if I'm not in bed by 12 or 1, which is why it's been a challenge to do the shows with deleted on early Monday morning. I start to fade at like 1:30, so yeah. And mostly it's because I get up earlier because um I I feel like I'm more productive with my day if I just go ahead and get up earlier. Yeah, it's terribly high budget. Everything everywhere. Yeah. So that's a good example of a wise expenditure of money. Though I feel like, I personally feel like Everything Everywhere was pretty overrated. It was a solid enough film and did pretty good for the 25 million, for sure. Just, yeah, well, that's not going to happen, y'all. Like, never. That's funny. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. A lot of people do things like, the OnlyFans and stuff like that. That's just not my jam, y'all. You need to do better. Oh, that line was so cringe, you guys. Oh my gosh. I already hated the show by then, but when he uttered those lines and did that little stupid speech of his, that was just like, that was like the nail in the coffin for me. Not everyone needs it. Oh, you like my camera angle. Well, I appreciate that you think I'm well spoken. I don't necessarily think I am, which is why when I film movie reviews, there's a lot of editing because I don't script my reviews. I don't have time. I'm just not one of those polished types. Like, I watch D Movie Man's reviews and they're so polished and they're talk about well spoken. And anyone else who does prepared movie reviews, they sound great. And initially I aspired to do that, but I quickly realized that I don't have the time. This is not my full-time thing because I have a day job, which I absolutely love. And so I don't have the time to come up with scripts and read it off a teleprompter and I just can't make it be natural. So I used to just talk only off the top of my head. I never even took notes. I just talk off the top of my head, and I was like, it's going on way too long, way too many ums and ahs, and there's still a lot of ums and ahs, and I wasn't as aggressive about editing in the earlier days as I am now. So I just have notes, bullet points of notes that I took when I watched the movie, and I use that to kind of guide my thoughts. There's still a lot of searching for words, thinking of the right word to say because it's not scripted. So I have a lot of editing to do on my videos as far as, cutting out those parts. And then I'll say a word, I'll say something grammatically incorrect, and that I'm really anal about that. And I'll go back and I'll start saying it over again correctly. But then if I don't catch those things and I find it, when I'm editing, sometimes it just bothers me so much I have to put a little correction. I correct myself in my editing. Anyway. Yeah. Someone who wasn't all that talented and started, like, doing other things, I guess, to try to feel like they had merit. Kind of like, yeah. When they're done right, I really enjoy them. I mean, I'm still down to watch a really solid superhero movie, but I don't want to say they've gotten old, but the lackluster quality of them has gotten old. And Marvel, it feels like Marvel has just gotten a little bit, feels like Marvel has gotten increasingly goofy as time went on, and I'm not. I like things that are a little bit grittier and more grounded, and it's not always what's happening with Marvel these days. There's a lot of goofiness and silly comedy, and it just kind of, to me, it takes away from the seriousness of what's happening in the story. Yep. Disney, and what's the common denominator here, y'all? Disney. They've screwed up Star Wars. They've screwed up Marvel. What else? What else do they have there? There's something else. Oh, Doctor Who. They're busy screwing up Doctor Who. Well, Doctor Who's been on a downward trajectory for a while. Third episode had... Okay. Yeah. But okay, from what I remember about the third episode, the whole thing, like destruction of canon and how the Force was the thread and that these chicks were the ones that were basically responsible for it. That really pissed a lot of people off. And there has been this progressive minimizing or doing away with the importance of Anakin and turning Jedi into villains. Like a complete lack of respect for the groundwork that George Lucas laid out. Someone asked on Twitter today, hold on, I'll just read it to you. Okay, they asked, what is one announcement that Lucasfilm could make that would make the majority, or maybe all Star Wars fans, happy? And I said, firing Kathleen Kennedy and replacing her with someone who is an actual fan of the franchise and good stories instead of someone trying to shoehorn in a bandwagony agenda. And I think that's the only thing that's going to save Star Wars. But if they continue to let this happen for too long, they're going to just turn off too many fans to redeem themselves ever. Yeah, that's true. Oh, thank you, Enigma. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how time has flown. Yeah. Well, I don't know what lies some reviewers may have said. I do know that now there is an ingrained anti-Disney color to the things that they say because Disney has systematically destroyed so much that it's just kind of an instinctive reaction. I get it. Yeah, that's true. The moment they did away with the... You know, what's really a shame about the whole Disney Star Wars is they had so much good source material they could have drawn from. And now I'm not an expert on all... I didn't read all this stuff, but I know there's a plethora of things out there that they could have used to make some really awesome stories. Because from what I understand, they're pretty good stories. But no, they decided they will just write their own, and it's crap. And they hire people like Leslie Headland to write crap. A lot of people wonder... what she had over people in Hollywood for her to be given this job. Well, the critical reviews on Rotten Tomatoes for that show are interesting. Only 1950. Oh, hold on, Putin's cat. What were you talking about? What were we talking about? I might be a bit late to this comment. So, I'm not sure what movie... See, my attention span. I'm not sure what movie you're talking about here. Sorry. No, I don't. It's not really part of my vocabulary. I mean, I have implemented it on occasion, but typically not publicly. Generally just in private conversation and not something that I say often. It's just never really been part of my everyday vocabulary. I find it crazy how during election year candidates talk about how to boost the economy, bring back jobs, blah, 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 but Hollywood spends hundreds of millions to shoot. I know, like, what the hell? Come on. Yeah. Hollywood's also an echo chamber. They have no clue. Most people in Hollywood, it feels like they are so insulated from reality. They just don't know. Okay, bye, deleted. Thank you so much, and thank you again for the super chat. That was very gracious of you. You did not have to do that. Now I feel like I need to super chat you back. Hey Drew, how you doing? Yeah, X-Men 97. You know what was the turnoff for me on X-Men 97? And I did see the first 3 episodes, and I did like the first 3 episodes, but what was something that was a turnoff for me was what they did with the character of, what's his name? What's that character's name? Morph. His name is Morph? When the people involved in the show confirmed that, yes, he was going to be like, what? Non-binary or some crap like that, and that's not what the character is. And so that was one of those times where he was it was an intentional change, because these things are kind of like seeping into everything. You know, you have in Star Wars they them pronoun references, which to me is just absolutely asinine. And this is their way, little by little, of just kind of inserting it into everything, trying to present this idea or this fake, what's the word I'm looking for, fake narrative that this is something that's so totally common. It's there's so many people that are like this. It's just you see them and that's not the case at all. Absolutely not. But it's just creeping its way in more and more. So when the creators confirmed that that was what they did, this wasn't just like someone on YouTube thinking that this is what they did. They actually confirmed it. I was like, no, pass. They put it in little by little, and a lot of people don't notice. Maybe they make a good enough story, and that satisfies people. They like that, and then to me, that's just like, no. I can be, I don't know, maybe a little funny that way, but like I don't like to watch House of the Dragon because of what the co-creators, what the creators of the show said. They made a very specifically antagonistic comment about white people. Why? What is the point of this? So that puts a bad feeling in me already when they come out with that sort of nonsense narrative, and so I just have never been interested to watch it. There was another show too. That I was just saying, and it's okay because I don't feel like I'm losing out, because there's so many other good shows and movies that don't have that sort of stuff, you know, or that they're able to write a story with messaging that makes you think just organically, not necessarily something that they have inserted in just for the heck of it, you know. So yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah, they are. It does feel like it. Let's see, I think I'm not. I thought I was catching up. Power of Three. Charmed was a fun show. I enjoyed it. Disney has earned their current. Yeah, they have. They absolutely have. Getting tickets to see. Drew, I bought my ticket the very day they went on sale, and I have been waiting to watch this film. Let's see, what films have I got? I don't think I have anything else to see at Cinemark, because I go back and forth between Regal and Cinemark, but I stick with Regal mostly because I'm on their Unlimited. But let's see, I've got the mystery movie coming up on Monday. And y'all, I decided that I was going to go see Twisters. So I'm going to go see Twisters. I hope it's good. And Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh, and I got my ticket for Alien Romulus. So I'm going to go into that with no expectation at all, because I went into Longlegs with an expectation that it was going to be solid, and I didn't feel like it was. So Ahsoka, I wasn't interested in Ahsoka, even though I was really excited initially about the casting of Rosario Dawson. And then some of the reviews I was hearing about the way the story was going was just like, okay, I'm just not interested in that either. So I'm going to pass as well. Oh, I just feel like it was a really wasted opportunity, because I've always thought she would have been a great Ahsoka from the time I saw her character in the Clone Wars show. They have to do something. Okay, hold on. Morph is not. He's not. He is. He's a he. Um, I mean, I don't. He may be asexual. I don't know, but he's definitely a he. He's a guy. He's not non-binary. As if that's even a thing. Um, it's. I don't know what they changed about him. If you're talking about for X-Men 97, I don't know because I didn't get past the 3rd episode. I know some people were complaining, oh, they've unsexified the women. The women look sexified enough to me when I watched it. So to me, that was a non-issue. And until I had confirmed that, yes, the whole thing with Morph was a thing, I was just going to watch it. And I was like, okay, I think people are just overreacting. But no, it was a real thing. So, nah, that's okay. They're definitely trying to normalize the fringe. I don't know. They're trying to normalize a fringe that is so minute and small. They're really stretching and reaching to pretend like it's a lot bigger than it is. As far as other fringes that they've tried to normalize, I'm not sure what that would be. I don't know. But it feels like they're really reaching very hard to insert this, and it's become pretty obvious. So it's just kind of it doesn't work well because they combine it with terrible writing. So, hey, Dark Side. Yes, it's me. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, some people, I mean, some people like whatever Disney puts out. I don't, but Ahsoka didn't feel like the main. Yeah, well, I heard that's kind of like what they did with Kenobi, right? Which I have the fan edit of that. That's been. I haven't watched it. It's like 2.5 hours long, and I heard it's been fixed, but I haven't seen it yet. So. Oh yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah, they made him non-binary. Why? I mean, isn't it obvious why? There's a definite agenda behind certain groups or mindsets, and so whatever they can. And this happens not just in things like transgender or whatever. They swap stuff a lot, and most of the time when that happens, it's pretty annoying to me because I view it as very lazy story writing, and also as some people in the demographic that gets swapped, let's say if they swap to a black person or they swap to a Latino or whatever, they feel like, a lot of people feel like that is what they call sloppy seconds, which I can completely see that perspective because it is. And it's not like there's not plenty of stories out there that they can tell with original stories with characters that's how they were created. They don't give us that. No, they swap these established. It's just, I don't know. I've complained about it for a while. They spent too much time trying to make Sabine a Jedi. I never saw Rebels, by the way, so I don't know. Okay, you guys are talking amongst yourselves. I thought they said he was gender fluid, which is funny because he is a shapeshifter. No, they said he was, I'm pretty sure they said he was non-binary. Now, I know he can morph, he's a shapeshifter. But to me, that doesn't make him non-binary or even gender fluid. His actual gender is he's a guy. He's a man. He's a male. You know, some people have trouble being able to define these very simple terms, but whatever. Oh, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't watch it. So, um, I decided to go see it because with Top Gun Maverick, I wasn't really hyped about it at all, you guys. I saw the trailer and I was just, because I never really cared too much for Top Gun. But I was like, okay, I'll go watch it. And I was very, very pleasantly surprised at how much I love that movie. So I'm going into this hoping to have the same sort of fun experience. It won't be as good as Top Gun Maverick. I mean, Twisters is okay. The original, Twister. The first Twister is okay. I'm not super in love with it. It's all right. So we'll see. Yeah, they do. They do. Yes, that's true. That's true. Because that's right. You're not a computer. Yeah. Oh, I didn't pick up on that though. Trying to fight a tornado with another tornado. Okay. We'll see. I'll let y'all know. When is it again? Gosh, I forgot. My Regal app is being stupid. Hold on. Twisters is, oh, like mid-August. August 15th. I have a ticket for August 15th. Deadpool and Wolverine. Both of those are 3 o'clock showtimes. And Alien Romulus also. I love the 3 o'clock showtimes, y'all. Because I like to be able to watch it, come home, film a review if I feel so inclined, and then edit it and have it up in time for the next day. So, that's true. Me too. Me too. Ginger solid. I would have liked Kenobi if they made it a small scale story about Obi-Wan dealing with the guilt he felt about leaving. Yeah. It's too much. Okay, now I am caught up for sure. My whole life, I never thought if Morph changes into a female character's private parts would transform all. Because, right? Oh, well. Well, see, here's the thing. Well, adults were watching X-Men 97. It wasn't necessarily for kids, but this is stuff they are inserting into children's shows. I mean, they put it into Ridley Jones, which is a children's show. They put it into a lot of stuff. It's unfortunate. So, hold on a second. Oh, hold on. My brother just texted me a few minutes ago. Let me answer him back. What size do you think you wear? That's a touchy question for a woman. No, I'm kidding. It's, well, not for me. It's not. Hold on. Okay. So West Side Story, the remake. You know, I never watched that because I've never been super crazy about West Side Story. I saw it once, and I have no interest really. Like, what size do I wear? My brother, I don't know if he's like gonna give me a shirt or something, because he always gives me I don't know, maybe he's actually buying a shirt or something for me. He often gives me hand me down shirts that he wears because I'm talking about my brother, the bodybuilder. This shirt is actually his. I don't know what size it is. It might be a large or whatever. Because he outgrows them. Because his muscles get bigger, he outgrows them. So he gives me his hand-me-down shirts. But when he asks me, now this makes me wonder if he's actually looking for something. So I don't know. I don't know what that's about. Where they did it arcade style. Yeah, West Side Story too. One of the things I think about when I think about West Side Story is the song that Selena did, "A Boy Like That." She did like her own cover of it. I think it was just her. Yeah, it was just her. And I've probably listened to that enough times to match the runtime of the actual movie. Yeah, Selena. Poor Selena. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm responding to the people. Some people on Rumble have actually been commenting, which they never do. Sorry. You know what's frustrating? Oh, and someone left me a super chat and I didn't see it. Oh, I hate this. I'm so annoyed at myself. I had my dumb Twitter tab open and not my Rumble tab. And there were people leaving these comments. And someone left me like a super chat on Rumble, which has never happened. And I feel absolutely terrible. I have two monitors, Putin's cat. I hope not. Ariana DeBose kicked. Oh yeah, she was in ISS, which I watched earlier this year. Yeah, I have two monitors. I have my laptop monitor right here in front of me, and then up here I have my work monitor, and I had it up there, but I didn't have the chat popped out, so I didn't see that people had commented. Let me pop out the chat and then pin it. Oh, I feel really guilty. No, we don't. We don't hope for that. Like I said, I do. I have two. I used to have three, but I have two. It's just I had a tab open that I shouldn't have been paying attention to. I should have been watching this other tab, and then I feel really bad. Gosh bless it. That's annoying. Sometimes when you stream to all these different places, it's too much to keep your eyes on. My coffee's getting cold. I'm gonna sip on it here. I know this guy on a stream, he's irradiating 5 monitors. I've toyed with the idea of getting a longer monitor. I used to have a second one that was right here that I would keep like my Skype on and my chat. But I got tired of having to turn my neck because I have neck issues and I don't generally like to turn my neck one way or the other. I like to usually just look straight on generally. So then I just have one monitor up here, and it typically serves my purpose, but yeah, when I don't have the proper tab open, I need to thank this guy. Six computer. Oh, okay. The coffee is just regular coffee flavor. It's Kirkland brand from Costco. I found that is my favorite. I don't have, I'm not like this coffee connoisseur, y'all. So, but what happened is I did start getting to where I didn't like the flavor of Folgers and Maxwell House. It was gross, and I don't like flavored coffee, so I just stick with this stuff from Kirkland. Is fine. 3-pound tin of coffee for like $15, which to me is a really good deal. I went for I didn't go full Hollywood. I was just surprised. I was just not expecting it. For whatever reason, I just clicked the tab over and I saw, because honestly, you guys, whenever I stream to Rumble, I've gotten maybe 1 or 2 comments. So I did not even think to look until just then, and then it surprised me. 27 inches. This monitor here is a 27 inch. Not my laptop monitor, though. Folgers I am having a good day. Thank you. Thank you so much for popping in and for the happy anniversary. I'm just kind of just chatting. You don't like coffee? I love coffee. I used to not like chock full of nuts, but I think they've changed their formula or something because it's not too bad now. My brother, the bodybuilder, he typically gets that. When La La Corner days. D. We need to hang out again. We need to have a watch party again. It's been a while. No. If I have chocolate, I typically like to eat it with some peanut butter and a glass of almond milk. I don't like things I like to eat with my coffee are like keto-friendly Pop-Tarts. Maybe some keto toast with cinnamon and non-sugar sweetener on it. Stuff like that. Let's see. Peanut butter and chocolate. Absolutely. I get these treats from a company called Choc Zero, CHOCZERO, because I don't eat sugar anymore, and but I still like chocolate, and they have come up with the best non-sugar treats. They sweeten their stuff with monk fruit, and it's really good. It's probably the closest to the real thing that I've had. But when you weight train, you have to get rid of extra. Yeah. Eventually, I went to pure. I don't like. I'm not crazy about pure black coffee. The only time I drank that on a regular basis was when I was having morning sickness, which can last all day, with my kids. The thought of cream or creamer in my coffee was gross to me and made me want to throw up. So I drink it black, but I don't like it black. We did, but we're still doing them generally every month. We just have different topics. The reason we have, and usually it started off being at the end of the month, and then I think schedules necessitated changing it a little bit. So we changed it to first of the month, and we have it a little earlier. Usually, like we start at 6:30. But so on the normal schedule, we would have had a stream last week, but I was out of town for a couple weeks, so I didn't get a live stream set up. And now we're almost mid-July, so I don't know if I'll do one this month or just do it beginning of August. We have not come up with a topic yet, but there's plenty that we have to choose from. We have sometimes, or I say we, the people that participate in the live streams with me, they don't put the poll up on my channel. I do it, but it's for us. I'll a lot of times have the audience pick what they want the topic to be, and they've generally gravitated towards negative stuff like actors we hate or movies we hate. And that's part of the reason Colin hasn't participated, because he's like, well, I don't think I'll have anything to say, so I'll just sit out. And I think some people are missing Colin, because I've gotten a few comments wondering when he's going to be back. Your taste buds, yeah. Yeah. Your taste buds can be trained to change, for sure. Flavored, I cannot stand. Some people really like the flavored creamer stuff and flavored coffee. That is not me. Oh, carnivore. I have looked into carnivore. I probably won't switch to it, just because I like my salads. But yeah, weight training with coffee seems rough. Weight training can be rough in general. I mean, I used to train heavy. I was not a bodybuilder, but I used to train heavy, but I have bad knees. and it got a bit much for my knees. So I had to stop doing what I was. Also, I was eating way too much when I was doing heavy lifting because I wasn't, keeping track of my diet as well as I should have. So I didn't like that. It didn't feel comfortable. And my knees were just hurting really bad because they're bad. And when I do more than 2 days a week of weight training or any type of, let's say even body weight squats, hurts my knees. So I stopped that and I was like, well, I can't not exercise. I just can't do it. I have to do something. So I started doing yoga. And I just did yoga and walking. I've always walked, but I did yoga and walking and lost all the weight that I had gained. And then started picking weights back up again as I got older, because as you get older, you lose muscle mass. And for women especially, it's important to try to maintain that, because if you lose muscle mass, you lose muscle weight, you lose weight, and it can make you more susceptible to osteoporosis, especially just as you get older. So now, I haven't picked up a dumbbell in a while, you guys, because I'm using kettlebells, and they are so much fun. I love kettlebells. I actually look forward to working out not that I don't, but some days it's a little bit harder than others. But and it doesn't take much time at all, you guys. You can get a kick-ass workout in like 20-30 minutes with kettlebells, because just doing swings will kick your butt. You'll be surprised at how much it kicks your butt if you haven't done it yet. Oh, sorry, I already addressed that. Oh, you guys are talking, Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, it absolutely does, as does keto. Yes. And there is a lot of hate for those diets, and a lot of misinformation out there about those diets. They don't work for everybody, but they can work for a lot of people. And people that have transitioned to keto or carnivore that have had terrible health issues like diabetes and high blood pressure, and they've been obese, they have been able to reverse all of that. There's something to it. And there's a lot of doctors here are not as well informed about nutrition and things like that. And a lot of times when a study will come out, let's say, I don't know, X causes heart attacks or whatever, a lot of doctors will read just the conclusion. And a lot of times, if you read the actual study itself, information in the study almost contradicts the conclusion. So a lot of doctors and media too, because that's what the media does, they just report on the conclusion, and they don't necessarily go into who funded the study, what was the health of the participants in the study, what was the age range, what were other demographics, all these other things that play into the study. And if you don't find out how the study was conducted, a lot of times these studies that say whatever, a lot of times they have flaws, and so the outcome is flawed. And there's a lot of misinformation that doctors pass along to their patients. Instead of suggesting things like cleaning up their diet, cutting out sugar, eliminating simple carbohydrates, they'll just be like, oh, here, let's give you a high blood pressure pill. They just want to put a Band-Aid on something. And yeah. Oh, you did? The first one I caught was, yeah, well, the first one that we did was 1980. Yeah, that was way back. We started at 1980. Aw. Oh, I didn't know that. Or if you mentioned it, I forgot. But thank you for bringing that to my attention again. I'm glad we were able to help provide some entertainment. You know, live streaming, listening to live streams, participating in live streams, it's so much fun, because this is one of the really great things about the internet, you guys. If it weren't for the internet, I wouldn't have my job. If it weren't for the internet, I wouldn't have met so many great people, like on here, on YouTube. all you guys, all the people I've collabed with. And it's, and reaction videos. Some people just hate on reaction videos. A lot of other YouTubers absolutely despise reaction videos because they feel like it's a lazy way to generate content or whatever. And maybe in some ways, maybe it can be, I can understand that argument, but it's fun to watch people react to something that you have loved yourself. And it kind of, it's like this, like with live streams and discussions, it builds this fun little community. And yeah, I've really enjoyed my time here on YouTube. Powdered milk. I used to use powdered creamer. It's not powdered milk, it's non-dairy creamer. But when I started eating with a keto approach, I had to give that up. And surprisingly, that was the hardest thing to give up. It was so hard to get used to having heavy cream in my coffee. The 1980s movie. Oh. Yeah, kettlebells are awesome. I got the pro kettlebells. I did a little video about them when I got them because they're really cool. They're very ergonomic, and they have a little, if you didn't watch the video, sorry if you did, and I'm just repeating like you've already heard this, but they have this little divot. You have the horn, and with a regular kettlebell, it's shaped like a ball, so your arm, it's just kind of a weird way for your arm to lay on the kettlebell. But the pro kettlebells have these little divots in them on both sides, on each side of the horn, so 4 divots. And they're hollow inside. They have a wide opening at the base, so if you want to hold the base of the kettlebell with the horn, you've got a good solid grip because your fingers can curl inside. And then also, if you want to incrementally increase your weights, you don't have to make a huge 4-kilogram jump, because that's a pretty weighty jump for some people. And you can get these insertable magnetic weights to put inside the kettlebell. You can buy them 1 kilogram or 2 kilograms. So I got a 1 and a 2. And what I've done is I started off with a very light kettlebell. I know it's super light, but I know there's moves you do with a kettlebell that I wasn't used to, and I wanted to master my form. So I got a 4 kilogram, super light, but I got the 1 kilo weight and the 2 kilo weight, and so when I felt like I was very comfortable with how the kettlebell moved and everything, I added the 1 kilo weight, and then took that off and put the 2 kilo on. And then Pro Kettlebells had said they did not advise stacking the weights, but there's another kettlebell channel, I think his name, Wildman Athletica, Mark Wildman. I asked him if they could be stacked, and he said yes. So I stacked them. So I eventually turned my 4 kilo kettlebell into a 7 kilo. And then when I got really comfortable with that, I moved on up to, now I have an 8 kilo kettlebell that I bought from Pro Kettlebells, and I'll be eventually turning that up into 11. So then my next purchase would be a 12. Maybe I'll go up to 16. It depends. It all depends. So yeah, I really love them. They're so versatile, you guys, and they help with functional fitness and strength. They're a lot of fun, and kettlebell swings are just super good exercise. Yeah, my favorite kettlebell channel on YouTube, I like his workout so much I ended up buying his Kettlebell Plus. It's Levy Stark, Lebestark. He has a lot of full-on workouts there. He also has a lot of workouts where he'll be like, here's the workout, and he just shows you the moves, and then he doesn't do the full workout. It's up to you to just, do it yourself, which I've done that before as well. Put the moves in like my phone, and let's say I'll be watching Film Threat while they're streaming, and I'll be just exercising and listening to them. But I like Lebe Stark's workouts a lot. So yeah, he's my favorite. But there's so many free resources on YouTube for kettlebells. Carnivore means meat only, Darth. It means no non-meat, pretty much. Well, does it also mean anything from an animal? Like you could have cheese, but I thought it only meant meat, but I might be wrong. Well, if I had to choose, I'd probably pick Starbucks just because I'm more familiar. Oh, wow, that sounded really country. I'm more familiar. I'm more familiar. I've had more Starbucks. I've had Starbucks more often than Dunkin' Donuts. But honestly, if I had to pick, it would just be my own coffee. The only time I usually will buy coffee is if I'm not at home. Obviously. Okay, let's say I go to the airport. I can't take my coffee. So I will buy coffee in the airport, and I'll put it in this Contigo thing that my brother gave me and take that on the plane with me. Usually I will go to Starbucks at the airport. Yeah, that's a since March, that is a huge accomplishment, honestly. Yeah, it's pretty rigid. Michaela Peterson eats with a carnivore. She eats a carnivore diet, and hers, she did that specifically because of her health. She had a crap ton of issues, rheumatoid arthritis and other things. I mean, that she had like joint replacements in different areas, and it was just she had some sort of weird autoimmune issue that was directly related to her diet, and the only thing that helped her, according to her, was carnivore diet. And people have said to her, well, don't you get tired of wouldn't you like some broccoli or whatever? She said, well, yeah, I do get tired of it. I would love that, but it's not worth what it does to me. So a lot of people they choose a specific diet like that because to help them with certain health issues. Atkins wasn't only a meat diet, I don't think, though. Oh, sorry, Dee, I'm just now seeing your comment. Was I that far behind? Jeez. Oh, Dee, if you're still here, the look on your face at the end is forever ingrained into my memory. And it was so funny because Simon got a kick out of it too, and he was like, you look traumatized. You were just soaking it all up. It was so funny. That was a lot of fun. Let's see, how far behind am I? No, Sashi. Okay. All right. I'm always pretty much always down for horror movies. Have you seen Long Legs yet, Dee? I'm curious. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I did not know that many comments had come through. I'm sorry, you guys. The screen doesn't always change. It just says new comments, and I don't see how many there are. So I started on keto in April of 2018, and I've been on it since then, and I haven't gone off of it at all. I've honestly never been tempted. I've never really missed anything to the point where I felt like I was deprived and wanted to backslide. I make my own ice cream, and they also have really tasty keto ice creams. I get chocolate from Chalk Zero. They make all sorts of treats. They have now a very low net carb keto bread by Nature's Own. That's probably the best that I've ever bought from the store. I've also made my own keto stuff. I'm kind of lazy though, you guys. Well, not really lazy. I just don't like to spend my time making food because I'm so busy. So I try to keep things as simple as possible. So I like to eat a lot of salads. I make salad, you know, you can put meat, almonds, broccoli, like chicken is my favorite source of protein, and eggs and in a low carb wrap for lunch, stuff like that. Oh, you did? Okay. D, I'm curious to know what you thought about long legs. I went into it expecting to like it more than I did, and I was a bit disappointed in it, unfortunately. And it's supernatural slash demonic stuff involved in it, which I know you're not the biggest fan of yourself, so okay, darn. No, well, there's this whole thing about fiber. I don't want to try to paraphrase because I might paraphrase incorrectly. But there is a doctor on YouTube. His name is Dr. Ken Berry, and he talks. He is it seems like he's transitioning more and more towards a carnivore diet, but he was keto. But a lot of the stuff on his channel, he's an actual MD, like a regular doctor, and his channel deals a lot with nutrition as a form of basically of medicine, helping your body. And he wrote this book that I read, and it's called Lies My Doctor Told Me, or Lies My Doctor Tells Me, or something like that. I highly recommend that book, y'all. But he talks about things like fiber, stuff like that. So I recommend checking it out. I liked it better when YouTube reported. I don't have a ton watching. I never really have a ton watching when I do these live streams, you guys. I'm not like a film threat or a drinker or anything like that. So, I mean, a critical drinker. So I don't get a ton of views, but it's okay. I watch reactions of shows because they might have different, okay. That's a good way to look at reactions. I have bought stuff from Temu before, you guys. In fact, something just came in the other day from Temu. I got a suitcase. You shouldn't have dairy, but you can have eggs. Okay, all right. Eggs and all the meat. Okay. Use 5 kilogram dumbbells. I just increased sets and reps. Lifting heavy used to... Yeah. Yeah, it can. You got to be careful. When I used to lift really heavy, and when I say really heavy, I mean like, let's say 30 to 40 pound dumbbells in each hand, doing chest presses or doing, you know, like the pullovers. And I would have like these horrible visions in my brain of me accidentally dropping it on my face. It was a little scary. Hey, thanks, Corey. I'm looking forward to our chat next week. Leave us next week. Thanks for stopping by. Well, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that movie, D. We just been talking about kettlebells, keto and carnivore, fiber, coffee. Oh yeah, you covered it. Okay. Can we get a kettlebell stream? I'm not sure what I mean, I'm not like a kettlebell expert, you guys, but I have exercised all of my adult life. Well, from before I became an official adult until all the way up till now. So I know a lot about exercise, but there are certainly people on YouTube that are much more knowledgeable than I am about kettlebells. So I don't know if I could do a whole stream on it, but I do like to throw in commentary about it from time to time. I don't have really anybody to go to the movies with, except like if Arturo's off work and he wants to go. Yeah, Contigo's a good one. That thing keeps my coffee nice and hot, especially the coffee I make because I use a percolator. Excuse me, and an actual original Farberware percolator, not the made in China one, but the ones that were made in New York. Those are vintage now, and when I look for one, because I have murdered many percolator in my day, they don't have a turn off switch and or like an automatic turn off. So if you leave it plugged in, if you forget to unplug it, you'll kill them. You'll kill the heating element. So when I go to buy another one, I have to go to eBay or Etsy. And I have to always see the base where it says made in like Flushing, New York or something. So all that to say, percolated coffee is super, super, super hot. Like much hotter than drip coffee. I can drink drip coffee right away. Percolator coffee, I have to let it sit for a bit. So when I put it in this Contigo thing, it keeps it hot for a good while. Sometimes I'll make it, let's say if I'm going to be on live stream and I know the live stream is going to happen whenever I'm going to be wanting to drink my coffee, I'll make it a couple hours in advance, put it in that thing, and it's still piping hot when I pour it out. I'll be on a live stream with Sound Booth Theater on Wednesday. We're going to be covering Fallen, The Last Starfighter, and About Time. And I have not watched any of those movies yet. So I have a lot of movies I have to watch. I want to finish watching Exuma, oh my gosh. Exuma. It's South Korean horror movie. It's now on Shudder. I took so long to watch it that it ended up showing up on Shudder while I was still watching the screener for it. Oh, carnivore, or if carnivore's a bit too like if it's a bit too much of a leap for you, you could always start off like with keto. I'll tell you the number one thing you can do. Well, this will kind of naturally transition you into a diet like keto. Eliminate sugar. Sugar is like one of the worst things people can. I'm not kidding you. It is not good at all. And a lot of people in this country, we eat way too much sugar. And it's in a lot of stuff. So eliminate sugar, especially eliminate added sugars. This also includes eliminating simple carbohydrates, which your body basically turns into sugar. Simple carbohydrates like bread, rice, pasta, potatoes, stuff like that, white potatoes. Because I'm keto, I can't even eat sweet potatoes. It's too high in carb, but sweet potatoes are better for you than white potatoes. They at least have some other stuff in it that's better for you. So if you just took the first step of eliminating sugar and then progressing to eliminating simple carbs, or at least aggressively reducing, like let's say if you didn't want to go full on keto, you could do low carb, which low carb is typically 100 net carbs per day or lower. Keto is 50 to 30 net carbs per day or lower. So, you could start small and just work your way. And people have had tremendous weight loss with keto and carnivore and low carb. And there's a lot of channels on YouTube that talk about this and a lot of great recipes. There's a really good channel called All Day I Dream About Food. And then there's also Low Carb Love, Headbanger's Kitchen. I interviewed him on my channel a couple of years ago. He doesn't do keto anymore, but he has a lot of really good recipes. So, I just have never felt deprived on it, and I've never been tempted. Like, some people think if they eat cake in front of me and they're just like, oh, it's so good, they think that's actually going to tempt me. Y'all, I'm hard-headed. When I decide I'm going to do something, like when I legit full-on decide I'm going to do something, I've decided, and you can't talk me out of it. If I'm talked out of something, It just means I haven't really fully decided anyway. So when I made the leap years ago, I was just like, yep, this is it. This is the way I'm eating. And it doesn't bother me that you eat a donut in front of me. You think you're tempting me, but I'm not tempted at all. Oh, your initial message. Oh, please send it. Aw. Oh, I appreciate you too, Dee. I'm so glad we met. You have been like one of the coolest, honestly. And like you're the YouTuber that I will watch their reviews even if I have no plans at all of watching what they're reviewing. Hold on a second. Chibi has decided she wants to get back up my lap. Come on, little girl. Come on. There you go. Say hi. Say hi. Crazy girl. All right. Okay. We'll see how long that lasts, right? Okay, let's see. What else? How often do I live stream? So every year I do my anniversary live stream on the 12th of July. And typically I like to What are you doing? What? Okay. All right, Jimmy, crazy girl, you're gonna make me spill my coffee. Okay. I typically try to stream once a month. We used to have a series that we did where we were talking about. Look, she's gonna want to get down. Where we would talk about movies from each year of the decades. We started with the 80s. We worked our way all the way up through 2019. Now we do other thematics. Types of streams, like we've done movies that we hate that everybody else loves, that sort of thing. So I don't know what the next one's going to be, but it's either going to, I don't know what it's going to be about, but it's either going to be later this month or the beginning of August. I need to confer with my regulars, which includes Dee, Colin, and Simon, and then Arturo if he's not working. So I need to I might just do a poll too and have you guys pick the next topic, because I think it's fun when you guys can participate that way. I'd rather eat less real chocolate than some weird plant. No sin. I never mentioned about me going through. Oh, okay. I thought it'd be. Aw. Well, I don't think any of us would have thought that it was lame. I think it would have humbled us that we were providing some sort of help that we had no idea that we were at the time. I'm really glad you got some value out of it. I appreciate you telling me that. Yep. Less sugar, less wheat. And then eventually, well, that includes like pastas made of wheat, most pasta. So yeah. Greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, seeds. Let's see. I'm sorry, you guys are talking amongst yourselves. You need different weights depending on the exercise, and weight training can help stabilize you over machines. I'm not sure if you were sorry, there's so many comments here. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm terrible at live stream hosting. Yeah, well, it's true. With the kettlebell, I actually do all the exercises with the same weight kettlebell. Maybe after I build up a bigger, amount of them, maybe I'll switch. But for right now, I use 8 kilogram, which is like 17 and something pounds. I use that, and oh gosh, I do presses with that, as well as squats and swings, and I get a sorry, I get a kick-ass workout. Oh, my little baby girl, I love you so much. Okay, sorry, she gets all in my face. Thank you for the congratulations that your Arnold poster would be in danger of getting covered up. Well, it's almost in danger of getting covered up by the Halloween poster. But I feel like I don't have the best setup back there, you guys. Unfortunately. Stop lurking, Paul. What, is Polly here? Am I that far behind that I don't know something? Thank you, Chainsaw. I was talking about you earlier. I didn't mention you specifically, but I was talking about that question that you posted on Twitter about what could Disney do. Lucasfilm. What announcement could they make that would make everybody happy? Mm-mm. Nope, my coffee's cold now. It's gross. I don't like cold coffee. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try to. Yes, they do. Yeah, they do. No, not really. You don't need to eat carbs to provide your body will make carbohydrate. Your body will make glucose itself. You don't need to eat carbs in order for your body to make carbs. A lot of people think that you can't now, and a lot of people also have the misunderstanding that keto means no carb. That's not the case. It's not no carb. It's just extremely low carb. I eat carbs. I don't eat simple carbs. I eat complex carbohydrate. I mean broccoli, salads, things like that. Cottage cheese, Greek yogurt. Obviously not the flavored kind because that has a lot of sugar in it. Oh, sorry. Let's see. But you can reduce them a lot to help drop weight so the body concentrates on the fat, which is why walking. Yes, walking is really good for you. It's also not as abrasive to your body as running is. I cannot run. I mean, I can run, but I can't. It's not good for my knees. I've had bad knees since I was a child. So, yeah, I don't run, and I love to walk. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, sometimes sugar can aggravate the digestive tract too. The guy who wanted to become a native, tons of protein. Yeah. Oh, sorry. You guys are talking amongst yourselves. I was 238. Yeah. Oh, okay. So 5 miles a day. Yeah, definitely keep up with that weight training and the walking, and watch your carbohydrate intake. So like rice, if you want to continue to eat rice, I would limit it because, like, let's say you have a fourth a cup of rice or whatever. Add on a bunch of protein, maybe some vegetables on top of that to help offset the high carbohydrate load in the rice, because rice has a crap ton of carbs. And I love rice. I'm not. I that was like a staple in my diet, but no longer. This is Chibi. That was Chibi, and she got down because she's fickle sometimes. That's Chibi. Yeah, we got her back in 2016. We had another Chihuahua named Chica, and there was a terrible freak accident that happened with Chica, and we lost her in an awful, absolutely awful way. I still have really bad flashbacks thinking about that. And so Chibi, we got her like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We got her 3 days later, so she's like our little heart rescue dog. And then Levi came to us about 3 days after Chibi. So they're our little sweeties. Well, I don't know about that. Incline treadmill. Yes, definitely. Walking on an incline will burn a ton of calories. You know what else burns a ton of calories? Kettlebell swings. Kettlebell swings will kick your butt. I've said it before. I'll say it again. They're so simple, but they are so intense. Really. You could even do swings with a with a dumbbell, but they work best when you use a kettlebell. It's definitely a lot of carbs with an Italian, Italian Italian diet. Well, if you're talking dumbbells, it can be, because dumbbells aren't, they're not really made for that. But kettlebells, it's very easy to swing. Like, if you have a good enough grip on it, like if you have problems with grip strength, maybe you got to be careful. But the one thing that I have to be mindful of when I'm doing kettlebell swings is, so when I'm exercising, the dogs, they're very clingy. They want to be around me all the time, pretty much. And Levi especially is super, super clingy. Like when I have to go out of town, they don't handle it too well. And I have to travel sometimes quite a bit for work. And so I do let him in the room with me, but I put him in my husband's chair. And he won't jump down because he's blind. If you haven't noticed, his eyes are completely white. And so I know he'll stay in the chair because he can hear me. He knows I'm there. He won't get down. I do not let Chibi in the room with me when I exercise because she won't be still. She also tries to climb all on top of me when I'm on the floor. And she's like, puts her little face right over mine. But I don't want her in the room because I could hit her with the kettlebell and it would kill her. So you have to be mindful of stuff like that. But I've never once dropped the kettlebell when I'm swinging it. I mean, you have to knowingly let go while you're doing it. And if you're holding on, it'll be okay. Just make sure there's nothing in front of you or behind you, and hold on to that horn. And it's not as scary as it seems. I was a little intimidated at first, but it's not bad. When I went to Jersey recently and I flew, I couldn't take my kettlebell with me. When I drove up in April, I took my kettlebell with me, and I would go to my brother's gym. He would take me to the gym with him because he could bring like an extra person. But when I flew up this past time and I couldn't take my kettlebell, I used the gym's kettlebells, and they had like 10, 15, 20, 30, and 40. And one time when I went looking for them, the ones that I had worked out with before, like the 20 and the 15 pound, not kilogram, but pound there, because they don't have they don't have competition kettlebells. They only had the 30 and the 40. So I had to adjust, because someone in another room was using the others. So I had to adjust my exercises, but I did it with the 30 and the 40. Did like deadlifts with the 40, and I did do swings with the 30. And that was like a double weight jump pretty much, because I had been doing swings with the 8, which is like 17 point something or other. And I did the swings easily with the 30. It was more challenging because it was heavier, but I could still do it. It was definitely more of a workout for sure. But yeah. Yeah. Oh, I don't think I'd be brave enough to do a plate swing. I would hit my knees because I'm short and I don't have long legs. So I just use the kettlebell. No, don't do that. Yeah. Yeah, you got to be careful about stuff like that. You always have to be aware of your surroundings. They make a thing you can buy, plastic thing where you could put your dumbbell inside it, like the where you hold on in the middle, and you can use that, but to like do a swing. But the problem is the dumbbell's like wider typically than a typical kettlebell, so you have to have your legs really far apart. It might kind of throw you off balance a bit. So I just prefer the kettlebells. Do not take shots. Yes, they are fun. But you have to, yeah, you do. Yeah. Right. I haven't yet hit my knees. So lunges, I do lunges. They hurt my knees if I do too much. I really can't. I can't do too many lunges. I can't do too many squats. I do them. I just can't do too many of them. But kettlebell swings will work. Kettlebell. I just imagine y'all taking shots. They will work your entire body. They're really good for your posterior chain, and they get the heart rate up, and they work your abdominals because you know you're bracing your core as you're hinging forward. So they're a great exercise. I will not be live streaming my workouts. I'll talk about them, but I won't live stream. Here to watch Fallen and do. You know, I have done that. I have watched movies that I needed to prep for while I was exercising. So, and that, yeah, I bet it did. I bet it did. I put old books in a large. Oh yeah, that'd be yeah, like rucking. Mm-hmm. I got a weight vest recently, and I've been walking with that when I walk. So it definitely adds intensity for sure. I don't know. I don't know, Drew. We'll see. I mean, I'm hoping it's going to be good. I've been trying to stay away from information about it. But I have seen stuff I didn't want to see. I didn't want to see Wolverine in his original suit. I have been hearing of people that are going to be in it that I did not want to know this, but it's been, you know, talked about. So I'm going to try really, really hard to stay off social media as much as possible, or at least not scroll when I'm on social media so that I miss stuff. No. I think the Deadpool movie will be a side quest type movie from the sequel. Yeah, you kept away from, yeah. I just don't like watching that sort of stuff anymore. I didn't see that sort of stuff. I mentioned this because I did film my excuse me, let me readjust myself. I did film my Longlegs review before I started the stream, and I mentioned in there that I had stayed away from like the full-on trailer. I had stayed away from watching stuff like the marketing stuff that they've been doing. I'd stayed away from. Arturo is home. Tifa is screaming at him. And of course the other dogs have to bark. It's just Arturo, Levi. I stayed away from watching the marketing stuff. Went into it with not much knowledge of the story, except that it was just about this agent that was hunting a serial killer. And did not know the part about the supernatural stuff. So I wasn't hugely thrilled about that. Oh well. That's right, because it's 9 a.m. They promoting the crap out of that. Yeah, no. Yeah. You know what? I don't even watch that. I try not to listen to it. I've heard they played it enough that I can't avoid hearing it, but I don't look at it. I don't even want to see him in the. I've caught glimpses because you know it's big picture and it's in the yellow suit, but I don't look at him directly. I don't know, honestly. I've heard rumors of different people that's going to be in there. I have not heard of her, but I've tried to stay away from the rumors. Aw. I love German Shepherds. From the time I was a kid until I was an adult and married, all we had was German Shepherds when I was growing up. And I love German Shepherds. I think they're gorgeous. But right now, all we have is our little dogs. They're much easier. Hey, Arturo. I'm doing my anniversary live stream.
Yeah, this was the
Oh,
last. This was the last one.
let me show. I've been talking about keto. Let me show them. Can I see
Well,
it?
first, before I do that,
That's. Oh yeah, that's Levi. See his little blind eyes. Look. Okay, this is Nature's Own. They make a keto bread, 1 gram of net carbs. And this is probably the closest to regular bread that store bought that I've had. It's really good. They also there's also low carb tortillas. It's not something that I eat like a ton of. I try to limit myself to just maybe 1 slice a day with eggs or whatever. But yeah, this is good. Okay, here you go, Arturo. Thank you for picking some up. A rare panda German Shepherd? Aw. Well, yeah, they can be. We used to have an AKC registered German Shepherd. My mom and dad bred her a couple times and sold the puppies, and she ended up getting cancer, and we had to make a very difficult choice for her because she couldn't even walk anymore. It started off in her breast, and I found out later that when you breed them, which is crazy to me, when you breed them or even let them go into a heat, that increases their chance of cancer. So we lost her. She was only 7.5. She wasn't very old, and I really miss her. She was one of my favorite dogs. Her name was Ebony, but we spelled her name Ebonee because we couldn't spell her name Ebony because that was already taken. Because you register your dogs or whatever. Because she was registered because I guess she was from a champion dog or something, and mom and dad, had ideas about breeding her. I wish we'd never done that. Well, I wasn't involved in it, but I wish they had never done that. Oh, I was eating that keto bread for a while to lose weight. Okay. Yeah, they are pricey. This is another reason why I only have like 1 slice a day, but also just because you can overindulge on that stuff too. I mean, you can gain weight on keto if you overeat. You're going to gain weight if you overeat no matter what you're eating. But the reason keto helps you lose weight so much is because the quality of the food you're eating, it's more nutrient dense. And with simple carbs, it's just a little half a cup of carbs, and you have a lot of, it's high calorie and high carb. So
how was Long Legs?
Okay, Long Legs.
You didn't like it? Because Matt put this one thing, and I'm
What?
like, oh, I have
What?
to ask Mom about it.
What'd he say? Wait, I
This
can't.
is like he said,
Let me
me
see.
watching Long Legs.
Wait, let me see. Oh, Matt actually thought it was terrible? I mean, because that's unusual for Matt, because he likes all the things.
Terrible stuff.
So, with Long Legs, and I'm going to try not to spoil it, because I've got people watching. So I didn't watch the trailers, as you know. And so they had done this marketing campaign. I was talking with you about the marketing campaign they did. They created a whole web page talking about these murders that were being, that they were trying to solve.
Like, what's wrong?
And then that reminded me of Blair Witch, the marketing for Blair Witch. Yeah. So, okay, there's a few things wrong with it for me.
IGN gave it a 7, surprisingly.
So I gave it a 5.5. 2.75 out of 5. So, it has a supernatural element. Oh, people have been comparing it to Silence of the Lambs. The only comparison is there's an FBI agent going after a serial killer. Other than that, Silence of the Lambs is miles ahead of this movie.
Oh, it's probably way better.
Oh yeah, it is. It's got a supernatural element, which that's not necessarily a bad thing, but the way I didn't expect that it was going to have that. I thought it was just going to be something just, more grounded, more natural. But then also, another problem with this movie for me, Nicolas Cage.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because he was Nicolas Cage.
Oh.
You know how
But
so
I like Nicolas
I
Cage.
love Nicolas Cage, but here's the problem. The more he talked and the more we saw of him, the more it was like, oh, that's just Nick doing his thing. So when we saw the Batman, someone mentioned this in their review. When we saw the Batman and Colin Farrell was the Penguin,
Yeah.
and he completely just
Yeah,
he
he
just
just-
like you'd never know.
Oh, take
Okay,
it easy, sweet.
when you watch Nicolas Cage in Longlegs, it's like the more he talks and the more you see him, and even though his face is all jacked up, it's like, oh, that's just Nicolas.
Even when he's Dracula.
He did better as Renfield.
Yeah.
Because that was a role suited, like he ate that thing up. In this, it's like it's too much.
Must have been the direction. Must have been the direction.
You know the guy who directed this? Sorry, y'all, I'm talking to Arturo. He got home not long ago from work. You know who directed this?
What?
The son of the guy who played in Psycho.
The son of the guy.
Who played in Psycho. Anthony Perkins' son.
Huh. By the way, do you know Selma Blair?
Yes, she's coming. I know.
What was she in exactly?
She was in Hellboy. Okay.
Oh, was she the one that had problems?
Yes, she
Like
has MS. Mm-hmm. She'll be walking with a cane.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's gonna be pitiful. The Captain
Yeah.
America: Brave New World has been released.
I'm not gonna watch the trailer. Yeah, those are hard decisions. Yeah, y'all. It's a very painful decision. I'm sorry.
This will cheer everybody up.
Aw, look at the little cute Dumbo rat. They're so cute. Look at that. Y'all, how could you look at these little cute things and not like them? They're so adorable. Okay. Aw, look at that little cute. I love Dumbo rats. They're so cute. Yeah, it's a hard decision. And what's really hard is not only making the decision, but being there with them. I can't not be there with them. But that's extraordinarily painful when that happens. Yeah. I'm just curious to know, any of you guys that have seen it, I'm curious to know what you think. I know several of my YouTube buddies have really loved it. Some others that I've watched, they've had some issues with it. Yeah, olive oil smoke temperature is different. Same thing about, I think, coconut oil is also different from avocado oil. The oils you use are important too, because not all oils are created equal. Walking and reducing food intake. Oh, wow. Yeah, well, yeah, 8K steps a day. I do that too, 8 to 10, usually. I have to, my job is very sedentary, so I have to incorporate exercise into my schedule, and I actually block off my day according to that. So I walk in the morning, I get up, I start work, I walk, come back to work, I walk again, do kettlebells, so just have it all segmented out. I have not seen Kill Chain. I don't even know if I've heard of that one. That was a fun movie. I feel like it could have been better, but it was fun. Renfield was fun too. Chibi, you want to come up here again? Come on. Oh. She came up to me like she was going to jump, and then she put on the brakes. She decided she didn't want to after all. You crazy dog. I hope you're not drunk. Oh wow, that's loud. What are you eating? Chicharrones? Okay.
So I ate that Pop-Tart because it was like a mix-up. One of the managers thought, I came in for my regular shift. I was told by the main manager just block. So in the end, I ended up having to do my whole
So how long were you there for?
8 hours.
And it was supposed to be what, a 6-hour day?
6
So you didn't take a meal with you.
I had a Pop-Tart, but
Arturo, you should have asked me to bring you some food.
I wasn't.
I could have brought you some food.
Pop-Tart would be alright, but no, it didn't last long.
You didn't see me. I was in the store today, and you didn't.
I did see you.
Oh, you did? You were busy talking, so.
But yeah. So the only big meal I had was at 11.
Your breakfast.
And the rest of my leftover. So I went the whole day. I mean, I had the Pop-Tart, but hopefully I don't get diabetes coming in.
Well, the Pop-Tart is not. It's not like it's a keto-friendly Pop-Tart, y'all. Made by is called Legendary, right?
I'm not sure. I mean, you have it. But,
Legendary, I think is the
like eating in the mid of that on the shift. I mean, won't that help or no?
You'll be fine, Arturo.
I mean, I don't want to get diabetes.
You're not like Grandma. You'll be fine. That's really loud. They can probably hear you.
ASMR.
Yeah, well, that's good. You'll probably get 8 to 10 in today, Sashi. Oh wow, that's a lot of steps. I don't typically walk that much unless I'm at a con, working, or just there for fun, and we're going to be going to a con in a couple weeks, and then after that, it's going to be Dragon Con, which I don't think I've told you guys. I got accepted as a attending professional at Dragon Con, which means they might want to put me on panels. I was on one panel in my whole life, and that was at a con I went to at the end of May, beginning of June. That was the con where I met Kevin J. Anderson, and I was on a panel with him and Jeff and another author. So, I don't know what they're going to do with me at Dragon Con. I'm mildly terrified, but also excited at the same time. So, we'll see what happens. Just running a keto grocery. Right? Okay, see you, Sashi. Hope you have a good one. Sashi, no vacation, Sashi. Walking is great, though. My work is pretty physical. Oh wow, that's a lot of walking. Arturo, when he worked at the theater, he would get about 10 to 20 steps a day. I don't know what he gets now. He probably still gets quite a bit because his job is, he works at a grocery store now. His job involves a lot of walking. So, oh, okay. Well, I'm going to be there. Are you going to be at Dragon Con? I go to Dragon Con every year. Don't know about next year, but yeah, I'll be there this year. If you go to Dragon Con, Sound Booth Theater, we're doing some type of event with Lit RPG. I don't know what it is. Like last year we had an event at the aquarium, and this year I don't know what we're doing, but I know we're doing something. And I'm going to be bringing Arturo with me this year because usually Aurelia and her boyfriend come because Aurelia works with Sound Booth as well. And they usually come, but he's recently started a new job and he didn't want to ask off that many days because it's a long con. So, yeah, if you like Lit RPG, if you're there, if you like Lit RPG, Sound Booth Theater, we're going to be doing something there. Dragon Con, it's a con in Atlanta, Georgia, and it has different actors that come there. That's the con where I gave Carl Urban my brother's book. I have a video on my channel about that. And it's very heavily based in like authors. There's a heavy author presence there. It deals with a lot of fantasy sci-fi stuff, but it's kind of just like a general con. And then in October, I might be going to help out with New York Comic Con. Maybe just one day, help with the booth there. And surprisingly, that's the biggest con in the country. I did not know this. I thought San Diego was, but no, New York Comic Con is. So, yeah. Hold on. If you Sorry, you guys are talking amongst yourselves. Oh, you have yet to attend DragonCon. Okay. Well, um, it's it's a large con. I think it can get as big as 80 to 85,000 people, maybe. I think when I went in 2019, my very first year there in 2019, before the world ended, I think that was its highest attended year. 80 to 85, something, 70, whatever. It was a lot. And then, you know what happened? And then they brought it back. And I think last year might have even beaten 2019's numbers, but I might be wrong. But the thing about Dragon Con, um, it's held in these different hotels. If you probably know already, if you're in that area, and it's confusing to get from, let's say, well, the main con, there's other stuff like they have the Vendors Mart, which is down the block or a couple blocks away, whatever, and people can be standing outside to get in that thing for hours. It's so ridiculous. Then they have some stuff that goes on at the Westin, which is a little bit of ways, and then they have like the Hyatt, the Marriott, and the, I can't remember. There's like these three hotels where the bulk of the con is, and it is such a pain to try to get from one to the other because you got to go across these sky bridges, or you go outside and walk, but sometimes the sky bridges are on the different levels, and you come in on one level and maybe you have to go down to get to the sky bridge to go to the other hotel, or like it's not straight across in the lobby area. It's so confusing. And then on Saturdays it is so crowded just to like traverse that crowd of people. It's like you are literally having to push your way through people. It's a lot. It's a lot. I like it, but it's a lot. It's a lot. Yes, it's a lot of people. I don't know if I'm going to be on a panel. When they contacted me and said that my application was approved, they said they would contact me later to talk about like panels and scheduling and stuff like that. I applied as an attending professional because of my work in the audiobook industry, but also because my YouTube channel. So we'll see. I know Chris is coming back. Chris Gore from Film Threat is coming back this year. I don't know if he's going to be on any panels. He's not coming as an attending professional. So I don't know if he'll be on anything. He was like a guest on a panel there. Someone just asked him to be on their panel, and so I went there. That's how I met him. Yeah, I saw that as well. So hold on a second. Oh, sorry. Shoot. My brother is calling me, and I meant to send him a message, and instead I accidentally screened the call. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, hold on. Hold on a second, y'all. All right. I doubt he's watching, but if you're watching, Tim, sorry, I didn't mean to screen the call. I meant to actually text you. Yeah, it does get packed. Yes, New York is even more crowded. San Diego Comic-Con is less than 200,000. It's like maybe 150, 180,000. Still a lot of people. But New York Comic-Con is more than 200,000. Like, seriously. It's crazy. Check Rumble. I've got the Rumble chat up here, and nobody has commented. Nobody has commented since I wrote. See, I'm telling you. So, what looks kind of fun? Oh, oh, Tim. He must have not seen my review. Jeez. Hold on, sorry. This is my brother. You have it. I'm getting on his case because, okay, he says, wanted to know if you've seen Abigail. Looks kind of fun. Um.
That came out months
Okay. Well.
ago.
Okay. So I said you haven't seen my review? Question mark. Question mark. I guess I missed that one. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Yeah, I loved Abigail.
It's a family movie. Let your kids watch it. They'll be fine.
Yeah, sure. I'm just telling him that I loved it. So yeah, Abigail's fun.
Just don't watch the trailer.
Yeah, don't watch it. No, I loved it. Sorry, check. Yeah, I've had Rumble up ever since then, but nobody's commenting. We missed the beard on the show. Was he? Did he? Yeah, he had a beard when we were. Let's see. I want to see if he's off work or not. Okay. Well, I have talked for about 2 hours straight, talked to myself, well, talked out loud with you guys. I don't think I have much else to say, so I guess I should go ahead and wrap this up. I was planning to wrap it up at about 9:30.
You need to promote this woman should be a meme.
Oh, jeez.
Make it a meme. Make it viral. Let's go.
This, hold on. Okay, so Arturo made this funny video about our cousin. And he did a whole, hold on. I'll see if I can post it. He wants to make her a meme. Poor Teresa. Well, I had it up earlier. I was just gonna post it, a link. Oh my gosh. I type your name in, it doesn't even pull you up as one of the as a channel. That's annoying. Let me go to my history and I'll see if I can post it here. Where is it? It should be in my history because I did start watching it, but it's not showing up in my history.
Go to my channel.
I was trying to, Arturo, and it's not. I tried to. Hold on.
You have to go to also video too. It's not.
Okay, here we go. Oh, my eyes are getting tired. No, I don't think she doesn't do kettlebell swings. Okay, here we go. All right, I'll see if I can post it here in the YouTube chat.
Make her a meme.
Anyway, it's just something funny he did about our cousin. Okay.
Let's make her a meme.
All right.
Make her a meme.
Okay, you guys, I don't think I have much else to talk about, so I'm gonna, oh, hold on. Okay, sorry. Yeah, is she seems pretty, she seems pretty, my brother Tim thinks she's so funny. He really likes her. I definitely think she's definitely awkward.
Who?
It's an actor. I don't know if you've seen her in anything. All right. I'm definitely doing the Southern goodbye here. So I'm going to go ahead and for sure wrap this up. Thank you to everyone who joined in the comments. This has been fun. Thank you to Deleted for the super chat and also for the super chat at Rumble. I think the username was Daramouth, Daramouthe, if I'm even pronouncing that correctly. But yeah, this has been fun. I'll do it again next year, and I'll keep you guys informed as to the next stream, whenever that will be, either probably end of July or the beginning part of August, most likely. Because I was gone for 2 weeks, I'm still kind of playing a bit of catch up and so it's a little, just I have a lot on my plate, you guys. I mean, it's just a lot I have to do. So I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. Let's see. Well, if you decide to come to Dragon Con, I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the conversation. We'll see you in a couple days on Soundbooth Theater. I'll be on Deleted's Monday night. I don't know if I'll be on the other side of midnight. If I am, maybe only for like an hour and so. So yeah, we'll see you guys and hope everyone has a great weekend and talk to you later. Bye. It takes a bit to end.